Hello, Golden Block Gaming here, and today I'm going to be showing you how you get your 3D models created in tools like 3D Studio Max and Blender into Minecraft. Right, let's begin. I've got this 3D Studio Max project here, and well, it's a 3D Studio Max project. I'm kind of assuming you've already created a model that you want to import with this tutorial, and this tutorial will not be showing you how to create a model in various modeling tools. So let's go straight ahead to the exportation bit. And we're going to click at the top left. It might be slightly different for your modeling tool of choice. Then to export, and then to export inside the pop-out menu. And then we're going to make sure that save as type is set to obj. It might be called something different in your modeling tool, but it's called GW Object Exporter in 3D Studio Max. And we're going to save our thing as Minecraft object, and then we're just going to click export. It will create this window, and you don't really need to worry about what's being shown in this window, so we're just going to go ahead and click done. Next, what we need to do is we need to boot up Object.mc, which is a tool which was created by one of the people on the Minecraft forums, whose name I cannot recall, but it will be in the description. And it'll look a bit like this once we've opened it. What we need to do is we need to click the browse button, and we need to set our little type noticer as obj. Now it might not be in the right folder for you automatically, but I've set it beforehand of creating this tutorial, so you just have to navigate to the folder where your exports are placed if it's not there immediately. So what we're going to do is we're just going to double click the object, and don't bother messing with any of these options here, and you can click show blocks and decide what you want your 3D model to be made out of. So for example, we want it to be made out of chests. Actually no, we don't. I'll just going to make mine out of stone, which is the default 01, as you can see, and then I'm going to minimize Opera. And then we're just going to go ahead and click convert. It'll come up with this. It might look like an error, but it's not. Just click OK. It'll do this for a bit. It might look like it's crashed. In fact, don't even bother clicking. It'll tell you it stopped responding, but it is still going in the background. It's going to do some funky stuff. Still doing some funky stuff. And then it will have finished converting, and it will give you a message to say so, and the black box with all the crazy funky colours in it will have gone away. If it doesn't show you the crazy funky colours, don't assume it's crashed, because it's probably just doing it without showing you it's doing it. Right, so that's all we need with Object.mc, so we're just going to close that. Then we're going to go ahead and boot up MCEdit, which is also in the description. It'll come up with console. Some people get terrified when they see the CMD for some reason. And yeah, we'll just ignore this option, click OK. Load world if you don't already have one. And then we're going to select test town, which is my town, which is my world file for this tutorial. There's nothing actually here, so be sure to close Minecraft before using MCEdit, however, because it can cause issues if you don't. Right, so what we're going to do now is we are simply going to move our mouse down to the bottom of this MCEdit and click import. It's like a little crane carrying like a bucket of wood or something. And again, we put it in the right folder. Object.mc will put its schematic file in the same folder as your exported file from your 3D animation program. So we're just going to double click this schematic file, and you will probably see your 3D creation being drawn out in the Minecraft world. If you don't, just wait a second, because it will appear eventually. So what we're going to do is we're just going to find an appropriate place to put our 3D model. I'll just put it right here. and then we can rotate it as we please. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, and you get the idea with that. And we're just going to go ahead and click import, and it will import your object, and you can just double click elsewhere and you can see it in the game mode with complete shadowing and such. I think that's simulated shadowing, I'm not sure. Yeah, so then we're just going to go ahead and click and push Control and S to save the world file. It may take a long while depending on the speed of your computer. For reference, mine's the dual core at 2.2, Core 2 Duo. And then we can just go ahead and close MCEdit, and then we can go ahead and get Minecraft. Then we're just going to go into single player where my world file was, and then we're going to go into Test Town. And then we're going to proceed over here. And ta-da! You've got your 3D model in Minecraft. Congratulations to you. And as you can see, it's actually quite a good import. They do have a habit of coming out quite big though. No matter. And that is putting object files into Minecraft. Be aware that it won't always come out as you desired it to look. As you can see, that it's not quite the same as my 3D Studio Max model, because these bits aren't quite correct. But that's mostly because it's like made out of blocks and the schematics weren't working correctly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and good luck, I guess. Oh, and subscribe.